everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Have You Heard? I'm excited today because we're listening to Level 42. And we're going, this is a compilation album, but we're taking a track from their debut album called Level 42, and it's called Turn It On. Only one reaction on YouTube to this absolute funky classic. We're going to talk lots about Level 42 after the song, and hopefully we're going to play a lot more Level 42 songs. We've done one previously. We've done Leaving Me Now from World Machine, which is a little bit smoother and has that wonderful piano outro. But this is their early stuff, and this is when they were at their funky best. I'm looking forward to this, and hopefully there's lots of Level 42 fans who will click on and say hi. While I've got you, before we start the music, I must do a little bit of advertising. We now have a Patreon channel for Have You Heard, and it's all there. The link is on the homepage, and please have a look and see what we're offering. We also have instituted a Buy Me Coffee page, so there's a link also for that. So if you want to contribute a little bit to the upkeep of the channel, this is all free, of course. I don't get any money from anything else, and it's all down to the love of the music and sharing it with everybody. If you want to contribute a little bit, it would be more than welcome. And we have request slots now on Buy Me a Coffee. So if you'd like to request a song, or even request 2 or 3 songs, the options are there. So please have a look at your leisure. But in the meantime, the videos will of course continue every day, and today it's Level 42. So let's put on the trusty headphones. Only one reaction to Turn It On, which is absolutely ridiculous. I hope I'm not saying Turn It On Again, because of course that's the Genesis classic. But this came before. Oh, maybe not. Just thinking now, it's about the same time. This came out in 1981, so probably after. After Duke, wasn't it? Yeah, this is after Duke. Got to number 57 in the singles charts in the UK. It was their second single, the second one off this album. So it was early days, but they were soon to become quite a big band. But let's listen to early Level 42 and Mark King's amazing slap bass. Here we go. Turn It On.
To another day, and the world is just one step away. Making money, living blind. It's time to change, leave it all behind. Turn it on whenever you can. Turn it on, you know that you. take a different point of view and discover just what you can do. Getting closer every day. Now the world is just a step away. Don't be late. Turn it on whenever you can. Turn it on. You know that you can. You hit the top, so turn it up. Don't ever stop, just burn it up.
Okay. Slightly abrupt ending there. And apologies if there was a short, sharp break there just before the end. Um, don't know what happened there. Level 42. You cannot fail but start moving along, can you? It is so funky. I was introduced to level 42 by an old buddy of mine who now lives in Vancouver. But I went over to see him one day and he played me this album and that album, The Pursuit of Accidents, the first two level 42 albums. And they were so funky. I mean, I was never the biggest jazz fan, but the jazz stylings, but allied to the funkiness and really a kind of a pop sensibility, just really attracted them to me. So that was it. And for the rest of the 80s, Level 42 were up there with bands that I just loved to listen to their music at any time. Now, I haven't got this debut album, Level 42, at the moment. I don't know where it disappeared to. Thankfully, the song was on this very good double CD compilation. And there are some good compilations around of Level 42 if you haven't quite got all the original albums. But I've got three or four other vinyl albums, and they are brilliant. Very good. Only one reaction. I can't believe it. And in fact, if you just put on Level 42 reactions on YouTube, there aren't that many. The well-known songs like Something About You, Lessons in Love, Running in the Family, to a lesser degree Love Games from this first album, those all have 5 or 6, 7 maybe reactions, but the rest, nothing. Now, this first album, Level 42, I mean, they were originally kind of like an instrumental band, and I think it was the label who said, "Please, you should start trying a few vocals." And it ended up with Mark King being a pretty good vocalist, and Mike Lindup, the keyboards player, has a great falsetto. So they kind of complement each other perfectly, and you heard it on that track. Um, the other two members of the band were the Gould brothers, Phil on drums and Roland, always known as Boone, Gould on guitar. And they had a fifth member, Wally Baderow, and the way that they all met together is really quite interesting. I think I'm right. Phil and Mike met up for the first time at the Guildhall School of Music in London, and realised that they had very similar tastes. John McLaughlin, Weather Report, that kind of stuff. Um, Meanwhile, Phil had met up with Mark King. Now, Mark King and Phil eventually got involved with a chap called Robin Scott, who in the late 70s produced a couple of classic um, techno new wave singles under the name M. You might remember them. Pop Music was one of them, and Moonlight and Muzak was another one. They were really catchy pop singles that got into the top 10 in the UK. Now, on Pop Music, one of the players was Wally Baderow, who's an Afro French keyboard player. And he met up with Phil and Mark, and Mike, and they started playing together. The original guitarist in the original group they formed was Dominic Miller, the amazing Dominic Miller, who of course has been Sting's guitarist ever since Sting went solo, basically. And if you ever want to see a wonderful video, it's Dominic Miller on Rick Beato, um, having had just made an album of Beatles songs just purely for acoustic guitar. It is gorgeous. But anyway, I digress. Dominic Miller didn't hang around too long for whatever reasons, and Phil brought in his brother Boone, and that's the band. The two Gould brothers, Mike Lindup and Mark King, with Wally Baderow as an unofficial fifth member helping with production and keyboards in the studio, and they just went from strength to strength. Fantastic. We all know what level 42 is, don't we? 40. It's from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and 42 is the answer to the question of what is life, the universe, and everything. The answer is 42. Of course it is. Well, level 42 is the answer to most musical things as far as I'm concerned. The Gould brothers generally do the lyrics, the others do the music, and of course they moved forward from the early funky jazz into a more smoother new wave kind of pop soul kind of iteration. And of course by the late 80s they were pretty much a pop band. But we won't talk about all of that now, because we're going to be doing a lot more level 42 songs, I hope. Please let me know in the comments if I should. I hope we get a good response to this, because they really are a super band and they deserve a lot more recognition, particularly on YouTube. They really do. They've written and recorded some magnificent songs. Songs that you can move to, songs that you can enjoy, but still recorded and played impeccably. And that's the thing that I love about them. Let me know in the comments what you think, please. And please like, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe yet again to the channel. Please do. All new subscribers are welcome. And don't forget to look up our Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee links. If you have any feedback for me on Patreon and on the membership tiers, please let me know. I'm keen to hear what you think. But for the meantime, that's the end of our video for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one, which is tomorrow. But until then, cheers, everybody.